Alrighty, we are live. How come camera moved? One sec. Alrighty, we are live. How come camera moved? Alright, so audio works. Got the camera set up pretty good. I think good enough. Is it cutting off my head? It's cutting off my head. Just a little bit, so sorry. Alright, so that should be good. Alrighty, so we are live from Columbus, OH. And that would be Ohio. And this is the Ramsey Show Aftershow show. And I do this Monday through Friday, approximately 5:25 p.m. daily when the Ramsey Show leaves the YouTube to go to the Ramsey Show, no, the Ramsey Network app is what that's called, where that goes on to. And so got a song to sing today, but because of the day it is today, gonna do another one first. Oh, once more, Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And if you go past the Oak Island stuff, past live stream, Skinwalker Ranch stuff, those are where I get most of my views from, more than the financial stuff, so that's why that's higher. Answering your financial questions playlist, that stream I used to do on the weekends. Currently that's on hiatus while I'm able to do an after show every single weekday, and the Ramsey Show after show, and this is number 419. Looks like I didn't add 418 to the playlist, so again, I have to fix that, but we got the right number on it today for 19. And as I said, since it's Friday today, let's do a little bit of Friday. So that's that. That's a good warm up there. And so this is a new song. What up, Jules? How's it going? Thank you for joining me. And you're here for the debut of the song that Sid wrote, Bad Habits Lead to Debt. And I still cannot sing this song anywhere near good enough, but I'm going to do it anyway, since I promised her. So we'll see. See, she's not even here, I don't think. But let's give it a shot. All right, so I even got the lower key thing, but still I'm not as familiar with it. And Ed Sheeran will be putting a lot of, I mean, even the oohs, the oohs. I think I've been doing woo 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 since it sounds better. or at least for me. So let's try it. We'll see how it goes. If it gets too bad, I'll turn it off, but I'll try to make it through all the way, and maybe eventually I'll be able to sing it better than I will now. So again, singing not my regular job. And of course, as always, check out my music playlist for there's 11 Ramsey adjacent songs in there, so you can try to do any one of those, knock yourself out. I'm sure there's a ton of better singers than I am, so if anybody wants to do any of those songs, please do, and I will play them on the after show if you record yourself singing them. All right, let's check it out. Again, this suggested by Mr. Sid and written by Sid herself. And you know, these don't take that much time, especially if you're familiar with the song that you take it from. It really happens pretty quickly. They write themselves, is what I like to say a lot of times. So generally, like the ones I write, I can write very fast. Sometimes to be able to fit stuff in, you have a lot of problems. And then like here, where like Ed Sheeran uses a lot of like words in, where the average pop song would not like be forcing in a bunch of words, where they have it like in one. Anyway, that's too much explanation, but like one of those that was a little bit of trouble for me was the Dua Lipa song, because it's and so that's a lot of syllables to fill, and so it's just a matter of getting the, you know, baby steps or whatever else you're describing to match with it. Okay, too much explanation, so let's give it a shot here. Thanks to Ed Sheeran for the lovely music that he wrote for this. And wasn't that familiar with the song? I'm explaining it again. Wasn't that familiar with the song? I didn't listen to it too much. I knew of it, but I didn't listen to it too much. And so not being as familiar, also it's a higher key. I am using one key lower, but still, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Every time fun comes around, I know you can't say no. Every time your funds are down, you let it take control. It feels like you're in paradise before the world implodes. Thank you, darling. just cut the cards out now. Bad habits lead to late nights of working new jobs, screaming fights with your spouse over money that's lost, swearing this will be the last wipe. It probably won't. I've got nothing left to spend. Buy it with debt. Bad habits lead to cost and interest that's waste. And you know you lose control of excuses you make it. If you need a way out, your plan is escape. No good money after bad. It's sad. It's so sad. Bad habits lead to debt. Woo, 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 woo. Bad habits lead to debt. Woo, 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 woo. Bad habits lead to debt. Alrighty, so yeah, that was not great at all. So many apologies, but I did. Magical Elixir being supportive. Thank you for being supportive, but that was not that great at all. But it can only go up from here, right? Market report and boop, 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 doo. As bad as my singing was, this is worse. But you're going to have down markets sometimes. And basically, I mean, did it give? I mean, if it didn't give back all of the election, the day before the election and election day numbers, which it didn't. So it's still up higher than it was the day before the election day. Since November 4th, it kept like over half of the gain that it did. So that's pretty cool. So let's see what the S&P 500 did as well in that same time period. About the same. That's about the same heel here, as they say in the country. The heel. Dow as well. 1 month. Less of a hill and more of a more mountainy there instead of being a heel. Nope, no more singing. Done with singing. Let's go back to that. So the most down, of course, was the NASDAQ again. So S&P 500 again beats it today in being both down, and that's less down than the NASDAQ is. But in general, and for the past 15 years, NASDAQ has won 12 out of the 15. And so don't sleep on the NASDAQ. And of course, if it's your retirement, you should be doing managed mutual funds anyway, because you can find ones that make more than the index even after you subtract the higher expense ratio, especially the past 2 years. If you have not made considerably more than the 10% average of the S&P 500 over the last 2 years, then you are in horrible investments. So don't do that. Let's see what the rest of the planet's like. Almost everything. So it's not just us. Almost everything down in Europe. Almost everything down in the Asia as well. Let's see how maybe the dollar will give us good news. Maybe dollar up again. Well, it just changed. Dollar was up against the euro, but it just updated, and now the euro is up over the dollar. And so again, like I said, this did just change. Japanese yen up over the US dollar. US dollar, though, up over the British pound, love. You see, that's why we left. That's why we came to this land to start anew. And that's why we, we didn't like that. We didn't like that 2% T tax. There's other stuff, freedom of religion and all of that, but didn't like that 2% T tax. And the founding fathers that started the war over that, if they saw what we were paying in taxes now, they would be losing their minds, spinning in the graves probably. Where we're way just messing with you, England. Sorry about that. Love you, all you guys over there. Many lovely musical artists are from there, and actors too, taking American jobs by doing American accents better than Americans can do them. That's fine. That's fine as well. The US dollar up over the Canadian dollar, but the Australian dollar might up against the US dollar. So throw another shrimp on that Bobby. And for futures, we got down still again. So I guess they want some more of that. Let's see. Watch S&P erased half post-election gains. Yeah, but still, it still went up, and so you gotta look at it like a glass half full thing. And you didn't lose any money. You didn't lose this money. If you do not sell before this comes back and goes all these indexes before they go to a new high, if you do not sell, you did not lose any of this. That's all everybody's problem. They think they lose it, especially my big thing that I use, a big example that I use is the pandy crash. People definitely sold all in here. Sold all in here. There are some people that sold right here at the bottom, which is the exact point where you shouldn't be selling. I don't need these anymore. Sorry if I'm too loud. But that's the exact point you shouldn't be selling. And look, 6 months later, it's back up to a new high. So why the heck did you sell? That was dumb. Was it that Ramsey says the only people that get hurt on a roller coaster are ones who jump off? And so that's why you should not do that. And so that's why you can't be dismayed when there's a couple days of this. But let's see what I want to look at. Oh, I wanted to look at. So you got to think of it like this. If it's still doing, let's look at the max. So you see, when you look at the big picture of it, see, it's just going down slowly, and there was a little hiccup there, and way up here you see the pandy crash. But in general, you're going up at this angle, and it's not like way up here. So when you get a time period where you get this, which is a lot of gain, if overall it's making just a little bit, like if this had gone just a little bit up here, little bit, and then arrived to here, then there would be no problem. But because it gets volatile and does this, because of Fed nonsense and and inflation numbers and so forth, whatever is the reason for traders selling. So anyway, that's that. So don't worry about it. Don't sell. You don't sell. It's retirement anyway, unless you're using the market as a piggy bank, which you should not be doing unless you're in step 7. All that money should be applied to the house or kid college. And if you're in step 7, then fine. Erica from the Ramsey Show chat thinks she's, even though she's still saving for kid college and she doesn't have enough yet, that's step 5, and somehow she thinks she's in 7 at the same time. She's using the example because of step 4 continues into step 7, because that's how you build wealth and give, as you can see here. Step 7 is build wealth and give a lot of it away. And how you build wealth is in the market. That's part of how you do that. And so step 4 never ends. It's eternal. The only time you would not invest in retirement even is if you needed the money to live on in retirement. If you don't, if you have enough from your withdrawals, then, or you can cash flow your expenses and not take withdrawals except for what they make you take out, then you should still be investing even in retirement. Because it doesn't do you any good having it in a savings account if you don't need it to live on, and it's not part of a sinking fund or something like that. If you have a known upcoming expense or a vacation or something like that planned out already. Let's see. Jules, that was not a nice job. Yeah, I mean, the words are great. I didn't do a great job. I appreciate you though. They will go back up when Trump actually takes office. Um, yeah, it's possible. It's possible. I mean, it was definitely overreaction. Because I mean, he didn't. I mean, if it wasn't an overreaction, it wouldn't have gone back down. But it went back down because people realized, oh, just because he got elected, that doesn't mean it's not ever going to go down again. Oh, the Fed is still involved, the inflation numbers are still involved, and so forth. Lance, Sid says, buy as much crypto as you can afford to lose. That is the advice. Thoughts on crypto? That's a no. And the reason is because crypto isn't based on anything except what crypto bros, excuse me, will pay for it. And I mean, everybody thinks I'm crazy, or not everybody, but all the crypto bros think I'm crazy. But you think Bitcoin and such like that is 100% safe and stuff like that? The government is going to increasingly get their paws all over it, and I would even bet that they will do their own government crypto, and then all the rest of them won't be worth squat. And so, you're a crypto bro. By having a little bit, I wouldn't necessarily call you a crypto bro. A crypto bro is more like a person that goes into the Ramsey Show chat knowing that he does not recommend you buy that, and they keep trying to sell it to people. They keep trying to convince people to buy it, of course, because that's how their crypto makes more money. So those are crypto bros. And you also have, I call the financial bros, and that's the people that do dumb industry standard stuff like the 4% withdrawal rate, which is dumb because I understand you want to be judicious in withdrawing the money in retirement. Nobody's saying you have to take out 8, 9, or 10%. But if it makes 10% per year, you can without affecting the principal. And so by a financial bro and the industry as a whole saying, well, 4%, blah, 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 they have no idea if 4% is going to cover anybody's, much less their clients, but anybody's 4% withdrawal rate, if that's going to cover anybody's expenses in 30 years or so when they retire. So that's the dealio on that. What does Sid say? If you just have a little crypto because it's popular, yeah, fad stuff, then you're just trendy. That's right. If you go to every live chat you can get into trying to convince other people to buy crypto, then you're a crypto bro, right? Or you're just a troll telling people non-Dave advice. And that goes for anybody else too about any of it, including debt leverage and so forth like that. All right. Where are we? We did the futures. Let's see. Walmart on the 19th reports. 3 days. Is that Monday? No, 15. Tuesday. Everything down except Tesla took an opportunity to be up 3%. So that'll help you in your large cap managed fund. It's not going to be enough to offset Meta being 4% down, Amazon being 4% down, and the Apple and Alphabet and Microsoft being down as well. Let's see what the news is. This is from Yahoo. Voters blame Biden and Harris for rising costs. Was that fair? We ask economists. No, the president is definitely not the only, and vice president, certainly. Vice president doesn't have anything to do with anything at all. But the president doesn't control that, controls very little of that. It's just as far as when, like, say, Trump gets in or a Republican gets in, they tend to have more policies that favor business owners. So business owners want to invest more in their business, which makes more jobs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Democrats don't like that. They don't like that because that's trickle down economics there. And so Democrats don't like it. They don't want it to trickle down that way. They want it to trickle down by the richie businesses, richie people sending their money to the government, and then the government trickling it down to the poor people. So that's how they want it to work. And it didn't work this time. Enough of their previous followers and the young people, and they lost people out of every single demographic you can think of, every single race, every single age group. They lost people out of every single group you can think of. So let's see. Jamie Dimon says Baker's dancing in the street on hopes Trump will loosen regulation. Sure, that's part of it. That's part of it. Too much regulation, government overreach all the time. Is there stuff that needs to be regulated? Absolutely, but Democrats go a little crazy with it. Disney is turning record parks profits even before its big expansions. Yeah, they are, and I think as of last year or so, or was it a year and a half, something like that, they started, because they hadn't been making any money on Disney Plus, but finally they started. I guess because eventually their money they laid out into the infrastructure and the paying for all those great series. It's not easy to make good TV, and so, or even bad TV. It's not easy or cheap to do that, and so Disney making some money, so they are up as well, which also help offset a little bit of the downage, but not anywhere near all of it, of course. X users jump to Blue Sky. What is it? And who owns it? Trendy, 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 trendy again, trendy again. There's people that when Rumble first came out, people said that nobody would be on YouTube by this time. False. People tend to overreact to new things all the time. Fortune magazine, Kathy Wood says that Elon Musk will succeed in his audit of the federal government because he has more proprietary data than anyone. Oh, okay. Fair enough. All right. And so, is it going to be a true audit? Is it going to be a true budget slashing, budget analysis, like, for example, say Mr. Ramsey would do? Probably not, because I don't know personally about Elon Musk, but most of the billionaires and stuff, they do have some debt, or have previously. So, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's find out. I want to say, does Elon have debt? Elon Musk. No, okay. So they're just talking about that. Can he cut $2 trillion from the U.S. government spending? And if you want to know what a trillion is, that's 18 zeros, babe. 18 zeros is how many that is. Does Tesla have no debt? The image below, you can click on. Shows that at June shows that at June 2024. That would be in June. Who writes these? Is this AI writing this already and they have no idea about English? In June 2024, Tesla had debt of $7.63 billion. So that's a big yes. So that's what I expected anyway. All right. Ford hit with $165 million penalties from NHTSA. I don't know what that is. Some kind of regulatory board, I'm sure. Second highest in the agency's history. Oh, this agency. National Health or something. I don't know. American Airlines flight out of Hawaii, told to make expedited climb to avoid mountains. Well, you generally do want to fly high enough to avoid hitting the mountain. That would be a good idea. And you would think the pilot would see that. I guess if it's bad visibility, maybe not. ABL Space departs launch. The 1-ton rocket wars have a clear winner. This clone war has begun. Dogecoin, again, dumb crypto. See, this is another thing about the crypto, okay? This would be like, okay, let's come out with a form of currency, and then let's come out with the same kind, virtual currency, but let's have 800 different ones. You got to be kidding me. That's just ridiculous. But, I get it because just anybody could start it, apparently. So, you don't have to be a government to say that, oh, well, this is what, our golden Fort Knox is behind it. There you go. That's the dollar. So, that kind of thing. So we have, or even the good name of the United States, if that means anything to you, that will back the dollar until the United States goes insolvent. And then we'll see how it goes. But there's nothing that backs up 1 cent of the Bitcoin money. And you never know. Also, the lovely Bitcoin bros, you know what they could do at any given time? They could decide they want to lock in some gains. Let's take a look at that. Do I have anything else down here? So I don't have to go back down? Okay. Nope. All right. So last thing on this. Crypto. The Bitcoin. So at any given time, the Bitcoin bros can get together en masse. I don't know, however they talk, however they meet. Is it through the Reddit or however? And all of a sudden they can decide, hey, you know what we should do? We should sell and lock in our gains on all of the stuff and let it go to half. They could do a halving anytime they want to. So they could do that anytime they want to. And again, not backed up by anything. And so they can do that, The traders certainly can do that as well. Anybody that does trading on Wall Street, they can do that as well. But you still have the freaking NASDAQ based on the companies that are in the NASDAQ. Where was what am I looking for? Like the top stocks. That's based on Apple and Alphabet and Microsoft and Amazon and Meta and Tesla. It's based on all of that. And crypto, nothing. Just what some crypto bro and financial bros are willing to pay for it. That's all. Alrighty. Let's do some questions. Let's see. Tripping on government never works. Yep, and I mean, I'm really surprised that the election was as different as it was. I'm really surprised that they lost people out of every one of their normal demographics. But maybe eventually, if you run on the same platform every single time, and then you get in a lot of times, and you don't fix the stuff, you don't do anything about the stuff you ran on, then maybe you lose some people, and maybe that's what happens. But I'm no election or political expert by any means. I am not certified in that. One says Tesla also has cash holdings of $30 billion, though. Well, that's debt leverage, and that's not advised anyway. At any second could be paid. So, and it's irrelevant that it could be paid off at any second. It's not. What up, Trey? Trey Wisely coming in after the song is over. Good job, Trey. Who is there? We're on reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey. And this is from I Am the Liquor 199. Okay. Liquor as in drink. Like Q-U-O-R. Early mortgage payment decision. Am I on the right track mathematically? All right. Well, if you're not paying it off early, then you're doing it wrong. Let's see. We have $178,000 and 12 years left on the mortgage at 3.375%. We currently pay an extra $2K per month towards the principal. Okay. What is it that you're doing wrong? I'm sure there's going to be something wrong here. Let's see. We have an extra $50K and want to figure out what we want to do with it. You would not invest that or save that. You would apply that to whatever baby step you're on. Like, for example, you have an extra $50K, which you should not ever have. There shouldn't be a situation where you have your full emergency fund already, and then you just decide to start packing money away in addition to the full emergency fund. That's a no. Unless you need to put it away for tires, or if you decide to take a vacation and need to save for it in a sinking fund, that's fine. That's fine, but not just, well, we'll just put it here instead of applying it to the baby steps. You're supposed to apply any extra money above the emergency fund and, of course, any sinking funds to whatever baby step you're on. So definitely not have it just sitting around, and especially not let it build up to 50K. And again, so even if you would be investing it, guess what happened? Guess what happened by you not investing it as you got it a little bit at a time? You didn't make money because you waited until you had a big sum. So you lost all of that. Yeah, I said I was done with it. Lied. Sorry for the lying. S&P 500. So here we go. So when did you start saving that money? So if you started saving that money, say right here at this point right here, what was that, 2022? So about a little over 2 years ago, you started saving money and eventually got up to 50,000. You lost that much growth. You didn't make that much growth. That should have been in there immediately. That's why you put it in as you get it. You don't save up a lump sum. And it works the same way opposite for any loans like your mortgage. You don't save up 50,000 and then pay it off. You pay extra on it every time, and that way you're paying less interest because the principal is less. So, and not understanding that is also part of what makes you a financial bro, by the way. A lot of things go into the definition. A lot of nuance. Asking about the nuance also makes you a financial bro. The nuance is what generally gets you in the bad situation to make you even look up Dave in the first place. Look up paying off debt and such. All right, so let's see. Pay mortgage. I want to figure out. We consider two plans, and they always have. So, and generally, I would say almost all the time when somebody says, should we do one or two? Dave generally comes up with a third or even fourth option that is better than what they thought of. So, let's see what we got here. Pay mortgage 50K plus 2K a month equals payoff in 3.25 years. Okay, approved. But if you don't have kid college addressed yet, maybe you want to do that. If you haven't maxed out, you should be, well, to pay out before you pay off the house, you should just be doing 15%. But if you haven't put your 15% in and you won't get to 15% by the end of the year, then you catch up with that. And of course you can, up until, oh gosh, what is that? June 15th, about that, right? No, April 15th. The tax day, you have up until tax day to contribute to 2024 retirement accounts. So you could do the 2024, and then on January 1st, you can put it in a 2025 for 2025 contributions to that retirement account. So let's see. So total interest paid. So let's min max and do all of the math here. Let's see. Total interest paid 7416. Total interest saved 31,318. That sounds good, doesn't it? To save that much interest. Doesn't that sound great? Invest 50K plus 2K a month at 7% return. And no, you shouldn't have that money in the market. That money shouldn't be in the market. Even if you were going to save it, you would have to leave it in there for 5 years, because that's the amount of time where it's almost assuredly not going to be down in any 5-year period. So that's a no. So let's see, 141, 90, 72. Total mortgage due, 140,063 total mortgage interest paid. 16,190 total mortgage interest saved, 22,544. Right. So basically, we're losing about 7K by investing overpaying the mortgage in this time frame. Oh, great. Okay. So the math works out this way. Great. Great. It does depend on the interest rate. Does it say the interest rate? 3.375. And so, yeah, if you're only making, so that's a spread of 3.13 or so. So yeah, so the 2%, that's not enough to do a move like this, even if math was the only thing that was involved here. But math isn't the only thing that's involved here. It's you having your freaking house paid off. Because guess what? It will help you in retirement. In addition to having a bunch of money in a retirement fund, what will help you in retirement is having a house that you don't have to pay a mortgage or a rent payment on. Yep, that's right. Let's see what else we got. So overthinking it. You already proved the math is on the Dave advice side. What more do you need? Why do you need to keep going? Let's see. Now, if we didn't pay any extra to the mortgage and invested this way for, all right. If I didn't pay the mortgage early and invested, it takes approximately 17.25 years total to reach $1 million with a paid off home. In conclusion, the long-term plan to reach $1 million with a paid off house is 18.75 years versus 17.25. And that's a difference of 1.5 years. So you're gaining 1.5 years by doing something that is more risky. We discussed this, and it seemed like a no-brainer to be financially free in 3 years versus 12 years and be behind 1.5 years in investing. Thoughts? You are absolutely 100% correct. And I had low hopes, always have low hopes that that's the way this is going to go, because most of these people get influenced by financial bros or financial bros themselves. And, you know, the problem is they just don't have a risk button on their calculators is the problem. But this person is thinking about that risk. So cool. Fun times. Oh, that was the wrong one. That's my bad. Oh, that one. And then that one. There we go. All right. Oh, let's see. Let's take an advice. I'm looking for a car to buy. And the best part is that my job is paying for it. All right. Sid was typing up a paper for school. She did hear me sing, and she has a smiley face there. That was not good at all, Sid, and now you know why I took so long to sing it. But there you go. Now, Sid, if you can sing that one better, please do so. I would love to hear that. And it might be probably easier for you too, because while you were writing it, you were probably trying to see how it fits in with the music and stuff, and like along with the, like in the same space the original verses would fit in. So you might do a better job specifically because of that. And I'm just looking at the words and trying to do it rather than coming up with them and trying to do it at the same time. Impossible add 306. What would you do? A lot of times is what would Dave do. This time, they just want to know what somebody on the internet would think, no matter how smart they are or anything. about that. Let's see how much. Let's see. I'll skim it. Here's my financial situation, which is relatively good, and where my mind is at. What would others suggest? I'm 41 years old. Oh yeah, the trolls, and maybe there's a segment of Financial Bro themselves that do this as well. But there's a lot of, I've noticed, especially lately, there's a lot of saying that, well, if they do that, they're okay. They're okay if they do that. Like by over buying a house. I mean, just because you make a lot of money, that doesn't mean you should be buying X amount of house, even if you can afford that and all of your expenses. But it's way more than 25% of your income that you're putting toward housing. And so that makes it slower to finish the baby steps, because you're not able to invest the 15%, address kid college, and also pay off the house. And then after that, that allows you to invest more money once you're done with all of that stuff, and then you have zero risk there. Let's see. I've 3 kids under 9, my love, and it drives me insane that I don't get more time with them. And I want to do everything I can to have more time with them. And my wife, of course. All right, good call, bringing up the wife. I worked extremely hard for 17 years. Earn about $200,000 base salary plus 20 to 30K bonus. Side hustle that I hope to mature into a legit business. Okay, side hustles are a legit business as well, but he means like a business making more money. That earns me 3 to 5K a month for about 20 to 25 hours a month. Great. My wife makes 100K with 15K bonus. After taxes, expenses, we constantly save $7,000 to $10,000 per month. Now, are you applying that to the baby steps? Or are you putting that into a savings account so it's eventually going to get up to $50,000 like the other person? Let's see. With the side hustle money, we will save 100K this year. Are you supposed to do that while you still have baby steps to do? No, you're not. We have no debts besides $280K mortgage. Ain't no lie, baby. Bye, bye, bye. So yeah, you're not supposed to do extra savings while you still have a mortgage. You're supposed to, you're supposed to do with that money, extra money, your snowball amount goes to baby steps 4, 5, and 6. 15% investing, address kid college. If they're young, they're under 9, you only need to put a little bit away per month, but then everything extra goes on the house, so you pay that off early. And it doesn't have to be every extra cent every month. You can go on vacations, but you have to plan them. You have to be intentional with your money and not save up an extra 7 to 10K per month. You doing it wrong. I guess that's why they asked, what would you do instead of what would Dave do? Because they probably know already. I spend about 8K a month. Desperately wanted to exit my job for 17 years. I've been miserable working in the rat race, but otherwise happy. And I realized life is short. My kids are growing up fast. Justification station. I'm almost to the point of just walking away and living with the consequences. Being on baby step 6, I guess you're on. If you've been investing and you have started to address kid college, you're on baby steps 4, 5, and 6. And so being at that point, you are in a much better place to take an income cut than if you were in step 2, for example, or worse. And so, my name is Paul, and that's between y'all. You got to talk about that with your wife. Sometimes this stuff is, as this person says, legit. These are like legit concerns, but a lot of times it's just not being a man. You're just whining about the situation. I don't want to work anymore. But let's see what the alternatives are. If he says, oh, I'm going to go do this and make almost as much money. Let's see. My wife, that's not anywhere near correct English. My wife, if she took on the insurance, would net 5K. That's That's a lot of people in Virginia. So that might like be a country thing where you put the name and then comma and then do the thing that they did. You know, like Daddy, he would wake up at 4 a.m. and Mama, comma, she would work up at, that kind of thing. So I think that might be it. I remember people from Virginia saying that. Let's see. Um, if she took on the insurance, would net 5K per month. My side hustle would bring in 4K per month minimum. Of course, you've worked out the numbers, as I would scale it up. So instead of telling us every little number, you could just say it'll make a difference of this. So we bring in 9K a month. Maybe I take up a job. Only maybe I take up a job that I enjoy and work part-time and bring in a couple more. So we bring in 10 to 11K if we're lucky. You want to base the rest of your life on if you're lucky? You want to base your financial situation on if you're lucky? Hey man, you're married. You talk about it with my wife, comma, and the comma's not even there. You talk about it with the missus, and you float that by her. And the problem with that is, what if she's like, well, why do I have to work my full-time job then? Why can't I quit my full-time job and do a side hustle and try to make that a business as well? Why can't I do that too? Is something that she could actually bring up. So even if she's not as unhappy in her job as you are in yours, she could still bring that up, right? Because you do want to have an element of fair going on. But let's see, together we have over $500,000 in 401k. I have 450K cash, but if I paid off the house, I'd have 170K cash. Well, being in baby step 7 is better than being in baby step 6. So you're trying to have a save. So you're doing it wrong. Everything you're doing here is bad. So would I be stupid for walking away from the job to gain back another type of wealth, which is my time with my family / kids? Justification station, of course. Granted, family time and being with your kids is fabulous. Should definitely do that and find time to do that. But I'm sure you could take time out of other dumb stuff that you're doing sometimes and dedicate to that. So you can pay off the house and still have close to 200K in emergency fund. Right. So yes, do that. And having the house paid off, I would be more inclined. I don't know about your wife, so I got to pass it by her. But if you paid off the house with your dumb 450 cash that you have, if you paid off the house, then, I mean, basically you're in step 7 other than the continuing to invest. And if you need to save more for kid college. If that 450 was supposed to be kid college money, then again, you need to talk to your wife about that as well. And then at that point, it's whatever you guys decide. But I would feel much better about it if you paid off the house. Because right now, what you're doing is you're debt leveraging the house to have 450K in cash. And that is not advised. And I understand now why it's what would you do and not what would Dave do, because knows already. Alrighty. Haunting Plankton 80. Alright. Canceling Christmas for the first time. You don't have to cancel Christmas. You have to cancel excessive spending for Christmas. Do not cancel Christmas. Christmas does not mean buying presents. That's not what Christmas means. If it does mean that to you, then you may need to reassess a lot of things. I've been caught up in a cycle of repayment for quite a while now. The last couple of years, I threatened to not participate in to not participate in Christmas. Debt was already out of hand, but each time I convinced myself it's only once a year. Justification station, and I'll find a way out. Justification station is always crowded, by the way. Lots of people there. Well, I never did, and I still have unpaid charges from last Christmas. Last Christmas, I ran up my debt. That was only just a little bit better than the Ed Sheeran song. Bad habits lead to debt. the debt is beyond, maybe I should have done it a cappella, I don't know. The debt is beyond a point that I can ignore, and that's generally how it has to get before people will do anything, because dumb, and that's way normal. And you think, I'll just, kick the can down the road, and it's only once a year, blah, 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 and all that. I've told everyone that I'm not buying Christmas gifts this year. Fabulous. I really look forward to Christmas Day, and you still should. And you should. It doesn't have to be like that every year. Once you get your debt paid off and your full emergency fund, guess what? You budget for extra Christmas spending after you get those two things done. And giving gifts to those I love, so not sure how I'm going to be feeling once the holidays are in full swing. You can give them stuff, you just have to make it, or it has to be really, really cheap. It has to be more like stuff like a free hug card or something like that, or like if you have elderly parents or something like that, you give them a call for help free card for like anything that they might need help with, or anything like that. Anything that means you doing labor, or you taking your time to do something instead of having something that costs cash. Let's see. Giving gifts to those I love. But this is non-negotiable. I have no cash for Christmas. Right. So you won't be doing any. So yeah. Therefore, there is no Christmas. Again, that's the wrong attitude to have about it. Again, Christmas is not giving presents. That's not what it's about. If it is that about that to you, then the retailers have already won. Just like, and then the emperor has already won. The retailers have already won. Merchants have already won, if you feel like that. The reason he got a part-time job, and okay, might as well see what else is going on. And I have full-time jobs besides this. Great. And I've been working on my budget. And if you had done that 6 months ago instead, then maybe you'd have a little bit of money to buy Christmas presents. Just saying, you can't go back in time to change it, but you can realize that yes, you should have done that, and then you don't make many stupid mistakes in the future, hopefully. And I've been working on my budget and sticking to it. Fabulous. Sometimes working on the budget is way easier than sticking to it. Last week I was able to pay $750 above the minimum payment on one of my cards, and I expect I can do a bit better than that at the end of this month. It's going to be a long, lonely road, but there's no going back now. Fabulous. And you get it. And some people have to get to the point where it's too late, and they have to be really, really uncomfortable, and they realize at the end, instead of addressing reality earlier and accepting reality earlier, rather, about debt like that, it's not going away. And if you keep your spending, doing your spending like you are, and using debt like you are, you're not going to pay it off by next Christmas. You're not going to pay it off 5 Christmases from now. So yeah, you got to change drastically to get that drastic kind of change in your finances. Thought he's saying great. Come on, Magical Eagles. Hey, I am the reality guy. I always tell people, Ramsey Show chat, and in life otherwise, and I tell myself to do it as well, to embrace reality. And I'm not a good singer. I'm not that familiar with that song, and I'm sure I came in on the wrong beat a lot of times, or was late, that kind of thing. So I appreciate your support though, and your kind words, but they are not deserved. Trey said it's called work, not fun and playtime. That is true. I don't understand why people behave that way, especially if they're making good money at the time. Yep. You can, it can be maybe a little bit different if you're not making good money for it, but sometimes even if you are, sometimes people get in their head, they have their little dream about, I want to do my own little thing. You don't think I want to sit here all day and make videos and live streams and just do nothing but that? Of course I do. Is the reality that that can happen? Not so much. At best, probably, most likely, at best, it'll be a supplement. It brings in some money, and it is continuing to grow, and probably quite a bit for it looks like for this new season of Curse of Oak Island, so hopefully it any little bit helps, obviously, but it'll be a nice add-on to retirement and Social Security, if there's still some. Maybe Elon will cut Social Security. Why are they sitting on all that cash? Yeah, Trey, I never get it either. I don't know what has to be going on in your mind that says, especially after you have looked at the baby steps. Because I don't see here, oh, well, we have $7,000 to $10,000 extra a month. What here on the baby steps do you see that says, we'll just put it in savings? It said save 3 to 6 months of expenses. It doesn't say in step 3 to save any 1 cent more than that. It does not say that there. It says build wealth and give. And saving can be part of that, but a lot of that would be investing, which you can invest more if your house is paid off and you have kid college taken care of, and you're already investing the 15%, then you can invest more. And see that circle of life that happens right there. Yeah, and because step 4 is eternal, continuing in step 7, that doesn't mean that saving for kids' college does, Erica. Sorry about that. People are dumb. Illogical. All right. Apprehensive draw 973 needs of an external opinion. This sub seems appropriate. Okay, we'll see. Quick overview on number and stats. Probably more than one number, I mean, which would mean numbers. Man 25, female 25, living together. Bad unless you're married. And sharing bills, 50%. 6,000 bloody English pounds of monthly income. 2K rent and bills. Saving about $2,500 at the moment, living in London. Probably not that cheap. No debts apart from few hundred each of mobile phone. Then you have debts. Then I love it with the, why even go with the no debt except, why even do that? Just say debts and then list the debts. A few hundred each of mobile phone. Don't do that crap. It wouldn't be in the hundreds unless you're financing the freaking phone. And that is debt on the phone. And let's see who would not recommend that. Oh, that's right. The guy whose name is on this subreddit. He would not recommend that. 7K in savings. Also, you don't have that either unless that's your emergency fund. Work-wise, I'm in need of a car right now. However, I'm very stressed that my finance do not allow it. Even in London, I think you have to add an S to make something plural, I believe. Do not allow it. I was thinking of buying a second-hand old running things that would just allow maybe a non-native English speaker living in London, perhaps. So I can have grace for that. Try not to judge. I'm not judging. If you're not that familiar with English, you're not that familiar with English. If you lived in London your whole life, you probably should be. Unless you were raised in a foreign household and you never heard English. Anyway, secondhand old running things that would just allow me to do my daily commute and one long travel a year. Hey, guess what? Why you have debt? There's no one long travel a year. No. With a 2.5K budget between car and insurance. Checking the numbers, this is actually possible to get done, even though the car would be something about 210 to 214. If you're lucky, yeah. And I do not mind about it at all. Great. Now my question is, let's see what the question is. I can't wait, actually. Seriously, not being sarcastic. Am I stressing too much about saving at least 10K first and then buying a liability such as a car? No, your emergency fund is very important to do. And if that's what the 10K is for, so you're saying have 7K now and you want to save like another 3 to get to 10K. If that's your emergency fund, that is a good goal to have, but you do have to have a way to get to work. Now, if you can get to work in any way, even though it's more trouble than buying your own car, if you can do that until you get the full emergency fund, then that is advised. If you cannot get to work another way, even though it inconveniences you more, then, I mean, transportation is part of the 4 walls, and so you can buy a $2,000 car. Let's see. Main issue, the car would be giving you headaches between parking, maintenance, and everything. What are you doing now? How are you getting there now? So that would be the question that I would need to ask. However, will it really be more expensive than, that's Dan, 4K a year of TFL and about 2K of taxis? Oh, is that? Yeah, I mean, it's going to be cheaper than taxis to drive to go to wherever you want. TFL, is that like local transit or something? Is that subway or train or something like that? Don't know really, just need an external opinion. So again, if they have a transit system like a train or a trolley or anything or cheap bus or something like that, and it's just more inconvenient to you, then you can pick the inconvenience and get your emergency fund done first. And then after that, once you have the full emergency fund, then you can make up your mind as far as whether you at that point want to buy the car. But again, you would pay off the phones first. Pay off the phones and switch away from freaking Verizon or whoever they have there and go with a discount mobile plan like Mint Mobile or Visible or something like that. So yeah, pay off the phones. That should be first. Do that. Should have done that anyway instead of saving full emergency fund because, yeah. So, but the problem with this is why it doesn't occur to people is because they don't see pay off all debt except the house using the debt snowball. What they see is the bill, and it says, well, but it's this many dollars a month, and then if I pay that for 2 years, then I have it paid off. That's still debt. You still got to pay it off. That's not an exception. So I don't know. Again, people nutty, and that's not a news flash. For sure, but people are nutty. That bro equals brain broken. Says, where am I at? We can go back far enough. That's a lot of chat. Lance is in justification station. About what, Lance? Unless you said already. Most people are. Most people are. HB, what up? He has the voice of an angel. Okay, you people, I appreciate you people very much, but that's a nay. Are you talking about Ed Sheeran? More people should make things for Christmas. That much is certain, Sid. Everybody thinks they gotta spend money. Handcrafted gifts are the best. That is fabulous because you're putting more thought into it than just going to Amazon and going blah 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 and done. Sydney made marmalade for a couple years. I never got any. Sugar, vanilla extract. You got to plan for that though. You can't decide to give that for Christmas like in October. I have learned that from Sid. All of those are under $100 for a dozen families. Excellent. Trey used to make emergency preparedness stuff for family for Christmas. That does sound like you, Trey, for sure. Against this ideal, I'm super excited. I'm giving my dad the nicest gift we're about for Christmas. Hope he enjoys it. Me too. That says he will. Doesn't say what it is though. New York City, do take a bite. Oh, they're relocating you to Dallas. Okay. No state taxes in the Texas. There are state taxes in New York. HB. Caleb Hammer is in Texas. You still be in Texas. HB says I'm awesome as well. And see, you guys are just going to encourage me to sing more and stuff. I mean, it's not a secret that I like the attention for sure. Except from dumb trolls. Who's still be in Texas? Just moving to a small town. I was born in a small town. Trey is moving to another small town. About 30 minutes east of Austin, where Hammer is based out of. Isn't that fun how that fit? Sick of New York and the cold. Yep, winter is coming, Lance. 72 Camaro, I bought him. Fun times. I mean, if he's a car person, that's cool. I can't relate though, but I can appreciate that everybody wouldn't appreciate something that I would be into as well. So that's fine. Need backups. Of course, Heather, Beth, if you can sing any one of my songs any better than I can, please record yourself singing it, and I'll play it on the after show for sure. Pick your favorite of them all. Have you listened to them all? First of all, let's say that. Mechanically Dumb. Is that why I was sparking within a year, and I'm super excited to drive it. Lance, did you have a mechanic check it out before you bought it? That would be the only thing I would be concerned about. Trey gets to have a large garage, and again, that seems right up his alley. Oh, did I finish this one? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, and we're back here. All right, and we're back. Yeah, I went over the hour, but that's right. Because we're still on 8 days to go for questions, so not doing the stream on the weekend, in which I don't do other stuff. I just answer questions for the whole hour plus, so that does run through the questions faster. Jabber 1990, is the vehicle worth fixing? And that's what you got to think about, even if it's a 72 Camaro. So I have two vehicles. One I'm making payments on. It's a very long story. You were normal and got took out a car loan. That's not a long story. And one that's paid off and has been for many years now. The vehicle I own has no heating or AC, and the one I have payments on does work. Of course, I just drive it a lot because not only am I paying for it, but it all works. Is it worth trying to fix the HVAC for the vehicle that doesn't have it? Yes, there are 100% practical reasons to have both vehicles. Says you. You think they're practical. I might disagree, but you're the one that gets to make that call. And people would say that too about having a big truck and a trailer. Like, for example, if they needed a big truck and a trailer, once a year. They think buying one is practical. It's not. You can rent one cheaper than and use it one time a year than buying it. So that is dumb. Or if you have a tractor and you don't have land or anything like that to use it on, why do you have a freaking tractor? That's not practical. So I would challenge you on the practical, and that's what I'm here to do, kids. I'm here to challenge you on the crap that you have going on in your mind, and just, if he has 100% practical reason, great. I would love to hear that, though. I'm going to have that proven to me, because most people say stuff that is not true, or is only true in their little minds and in nobody else's. So I would sell one of them. Either way. If you keep the one that you're making payments on, sell the other one and apply the payments, apply the money to the payments for that one and pay that off as fast as you can. Should I sell my truck? And as we know, most of the time, if the person asks, the answer is a big yes. Let's see. Merman 70, because if they don't have to, why are they asking? That's what I want to know. I owe $27,000 on my truck, but if you think it's practical, it's fine. False. I could get 10K from Carvana if I sold right now. People are nutty with their wanting to trade it in at a dealer. You're not going to get as much as if you sell it private sale. Quit being lazy, everybody. There was one time where somebody in the Ramsey Show chat assured me that Carvana was going to give him more than it was listed for private sale. But I said, I still think you could get more by selling it private. But regardless, dealers take a bite. That's how they're not trying to make sure, you get your truck sold. They're not trying to make sure that happens. They're not in business to, I want to make sure you have something to drive so you can buy this car from us. No, they're trying to make money off of you. They're in business to make money. That's what businesses usually are in business for. 7% interest rate. Interest. It's interest. Rate. $635 monthly payment. Crazy. Don't do that. Sell it. 1600 Discover card, yeah, that 19 Capital One, 1800 Ring payment. I make around 65K annually at my big day job. Sell it. Get a much cheaper used truck. Blue collar, so it fluctuates. All blue collar jobs do not fluctuate, sir. I have a side gig doing general contracting. And general contracting, I recommend that much more than specific contracting. That brings in around $25,000 a year. So that's 90K. Also volatile. I am on step 2 of the baby steps. Well, then you'd be selling your truck to apply to step 2 then, wouldn't you, sir? I'm about to sell my used paid off truck for $3K and put it towards the Discover card. Then Ring payment. So this person has 2 trucks. 2, of course he does. But he is going to sell at least one of them, and so that would definitely be the advice. But I would keep unless if there's nothing wrong with it, you keep the paid off truck, and you sell the one you have payments on. It's not reliable, and I couldn't daily drive it because it sits on mud tires, gets 6 miles per gallon, and somebody's gonna buy it for $3,000. I guess then. And guess what? Sell that one and sell the truck you have payments on too. See, I have solutions. Nobody wants them though. I have a dirt bike valued at $3K. I'd like to keep. Tough crap. I'd like you to get through the baby steps more than I'd like you to keep that dirt bike. How about you get to step 4? You get to step 4. So you have no non-mortgage debt and you have the full emergency fund. And then you can buy another dirt bike and get a used one for $3K or somewhere abouts in there. Don't be buying a new one. but then you can get one immediately as soon as you. I'm fine with it. Steve approved. I'd like to keep it, but I'm open to selling that too if that's what needs to be done. Yeah, do I try? Not do I try, and it's do I try to? Again, English. But you know, the guy's a truck. I'm kidding. Do I try to aggressively play off the truck once I am out of the card debt to avoid eating a 17K loss? No, you sell it now to avoid eating a 17K loss. You're still going to lose some because of depreciation, which is why you shouldn't have bought the darn truck in the first place. I'm not scared to drive a hoopty. I've driven them all my life. Great. You'll be getting one after you sell both of these vehicles. I got myself into this nightmare. I'm sick of living paycheck to paycheck with no savings. Great. Then you sell your freaking truck you have payments on. Side note, I need a truck to keep doing the side gig. You can buy a used truck with cash. If I go the hoopty route, it will have to be a truck. That's fine. Thanks for reading. Edit. I forgot to mention, of course, that I'm currently living rent and mortgage free. That's fabulous. So you have more money that you can attack your debt with. My finance is the sexton for the church, and I do all the groundskeeping / maintenance. Okay. I don't know what a sexton is. Is that actual, like a sextant is one of those things that they navigate with on the ocean, or did back in the day. I don't know what sexton is for a church. Is that like some officer for the church? Also, I'm an apprenticeship with the union, and benefits are good. Okay, 4160 straight time. What's crooked time? 10-hour annuity, and $10 an hour annuity, and 100 pension credit for every year served. Free health insurance that is top notch. They put that in there automatically. You don't have to put any of those in there. So that's 100% rate of return on that, or just basically like a gift from the company. If not, if you have to like match it, or you're putting that in those, you would just invest that instead, because it's better than the annuity, better than the pension. I don't think a career change would be in my best interest until I have some financial wiggle room to start working for myself full time. You can work for somebody else in the union, whatever thing you're doing. Didn't say, I don't think. Didn't say what kind of union. So, but whatever job you have, guess what? You can work for somebody else. See, this is the nutty crap that I'm talking about. People get in their heads like, oh, I'm only going to work for myself. That is the dumbest crap I've ever heard of in my life. You can work for somebody else no matter what your skill is. Dumb. Quit being dumb. You know, people have their little dreams about working for yourself. I do as well. And we just went through that about how that's almost certainly not going to be able to happen. Otherwise, I might do a stream every day and on the weekends. You never know. Yeah. People are nutty, man. Nutty. Should I sell my truck? Let's see. What time? I'm doing an hour and a half today. Fun times. This is fun. Degenerate Playboy. The new $5,000 giveaway rubs me the wrong way. Let's see why. Does the new $5,000 giveaway rub anyone else the wrong way? Somebody agree with me, is what the name of this post should be. Don't get me wrong, anything is better than nothing, but I donate more than $5,000 every quarter and am not a multimillionaire like Dave Ramsey. Well, that's very generous of you. What business is it of yours? You don't have to like it. You don't have to approve of it. This is the reality. They're doing a $5,000 giveaway, or they did. So that's the reality of it. They're doing it. You don't have to like it. It's fine. And you can put on here that you don't like it. That's fine as well. I know he does other charity, but for a show his size, I expected the giveaway to be 50,000 or 100,000 or $1 million. Dumb. $5,000 is not that much, especially when Dave is worth hundreds of millions. It's up to him to do with his money as he wants. Right. That's right. So done, period. Not but. Shouldn't be any but out of there. So, I tell you what. Why don't you email me all of your spending that you do ever in life, and I'll let you know if that rubs me the wrong way, if I disagree with it. Same thing. But no, people think because it's a company, because he's a financial advisor, because blah, 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 then that's a different thing. And so I get to say it. And anyway, even if I don't get a say, I want to know if somebody agrees with me. Dumb. Waste of time. Probably shouldn't have read it either. That was a waste of time on my part. My bad. Negative Celery 6395, I think, has posted before. Oh, again, really? Here we go. A double disappointed in Dave. Let's see. Let me get a sextant and used to navigate the stars, right? What about the sexton? SEXTON is what it said on there. So Trey will no longer have to park that Big Mac truck in this little garage, something like that. Not familiar with that song either, so don't write a Ramsey song based on that song. Lance had to bounce to class. Class is approved as going to and having it as well. Sure would love to get his hands on 65 to 72 Chevy Nova. Who are you, Axel Foley, Trey? Are you driving the same crappy blue Chevy Nova? The rule of thumb is if a dealer can't make 20% on the sale, then it's not worth them buying it. That's correct, Trey. That much is certain. Oh, the cars that aren't classics is not even a percentage. It's a dollar mark, right? Nobody's looking up sextant. I don't want to do it. Let's see what this person is. Wait a second. Oh no, that's from where I just read it. Okay, what is the problem? What did Dave do wrong now? Let's see. Big Dave fan. I don't follow everything he says, but I think his heart is in the right place. Okay, then period. Why the rest of it? But here's my little opinion on this. He vehemently attacks whole life insurance, and for darn good reason, because it's a sucky investment. It's sucky insurance. It's sucky investment. This is good. Whole life is pretty much entirely a scam. That's right. You got it. Correct. What's the problem? But when I saw this video of him saying the multi-level marketing company Amway is legit, but to be careful, I was kind of disappointed. Would have expected him to recognize that it's predatory for the most part and designed to take advance of people. Okay, I'm disappointed in your English because it's advantage is the word that you should have used there. So designed to take advantage of people. Okay, even if it is predatory and designed to take advantage of people, they're doing it with those people's consent, and so it is legit. So if he just said the words Amway is legit, but to be careful, the be careful part is where it puts the onus on the person getting involved with it. Do you need Dave to tell you everything to do? He's already given you the baby steps, but you need him to tell you what company you can work for too? So, I don't know. People are nutty. You know, that makes me, of course, think of the fanboy or even the general internet opinion of the Disney sequels to Star Wars, where the first one came out and they said, oh, that's too much fan service. And then the second one came out where Rian Johnson, fabulous filmmaker, he went into directions I wouldn't have gone into and changed a lot of stuff. And then the same people were like, when there's not enough fan service there. I didn't like the direction that went into when. And then the third one came about, and in which because of all the backlash, and different directors, different writers and such. But J.J. Abrams, who did the first one, or episode 7, Force Awakens, he came back on board for the last, and basically had to like fix or make better the story that was in episode 8 already. And then that was, of course, a ton of fan service as well. And then they didn't like the fan service again. So make up your freaking mind. Make up your freaking mind, internet, and they won't do that. Internet's undefeated, of course. But I like all of those movies. Again, there's a bunch of stuff in part 8 that I would nowhere near have done. I mean, even in part 7, I guess I would be like, I mean, even even Mark Hamill had said that and I know this is not the Star Wars live stream, but even Mark Hamill said he thought he and Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher would be able to do something all together again, and instead they're basically separated. Han and Leia have scenes and stuff together a lot, and then in Last Jedi, Luke has one scene with Leia, but but there's like things in there that I definitely wouldn't have gone in that direction, mostly in 8. But again, Rian Johnson, a fabulous filmmaker. His Glass Onion movies are fabulous, so check those out if you want to. But so yeah, not things that I would have done, but as a movie, and I don't get to make the decisions. And do I want there to be episode 8 like it is with those decisions that I wouldn't do, or no movie? No, I'd rather have that movie. And then the episode 9 movie. I'd rather have that. So. And what was I talking? Oh, because the internet people, just one random person disappointed in Dave say, and this might be somebody that worked for Amway, or not, or that got taken advantage of by Amway, or knows somebody, or just wants to make some Ramsey decisions, wants to be in charge of something, like people, like everybody that watches the show, they know how to make it better as well. So that's just the internet for you. And of course, the internet is undefeated, because you can't go to their house and call them dumb to their face. Oh, all right. That's been half an hour. I rambled enough about Star Wars too. We'll save it there. We'll do, should I sell home for cash to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy, fix taxes, and get a car? Now, if you sell your home for cash, why can't you use that cash to pay off the debt you have? Would be the thing. And so that's what we can think about over the weekend. You can use that cash to fix the taxes and get a car. But why not pay off the debt with that cash instead of filing bankruptcy? So, and why do you need to sell the home? Well, obviously that would be maybe challenged anyway, your home ownership, because they generally don't like that. Oh, okay, well, you can keep this asset, and then we'll just forgive all of your other dumb crap that you did. So yeah, that's not generally how they do that. Alrighty, so once again, youtube.com. Let's just see. Yeah, 1,500 subscribers. It has been going up slowly over the months. And more recently here, it's been kicking up a little bit more, but then with the Oak Island season premiere and my recap, what did it get? 8.3 thousand views so far, so fabulous on that. That's probably my biggest view ever on a video, and so thanks for that. But not enough to keep me out of having to get a regular job like you regular people. I can't just sit here and be talent, unfortunately. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Coach Steve, youtube.com/coachstevemoney. And for financial content, just scroll down just a little bit after the stuff that makes more money for me. Answering your financial questions is a weekend stream that is currently on hiatus. I don't do that currently while I'm able to do a Ramsey Show after show every day. And of course the music playlist, which has 11 Ramsey adjacent songs. And I'll probably hold off on putting that version of Bad Habits Lead to Debt in here and keep practicing. Maybe I can get better at it. Or Sid will sing it, and then I'll put that on here. All right. Yeah. 65 Nova SS would be awesome, says Trey. So you can get in touch with Trey in this chat or the Ramsey Show chat if you would like that. If you have one you'd like to sell him. Lucasfilm is hiring people who literally want to kill the franchise. I don't think it's that way. I just think I think Rian Johnson just thought that would be a fabulous idea. And J.J. Abrams certainly had fabulous ideas. Having a stormtrooper that you get to see with the helmet off in episode 7. That was awesome. That was fabulous. That's like that. I mean, that, but that like is probably about as far out of the box as I would like to go. But that was a fabulous idea. Takes it in an entirely new direction while keeping the same direction as the previous movies. Alrighty. I said that. All right. Plugs. Now, I am, in case you forgot, or never knew it, I am Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solution certified financial coach. And if you are having money problems, or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation or assessment with me at calendly.com. So Coach Steve Money. Information's in the ticker below and also in the video description. You can email me at coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Donations can go to paypal.me/coachstevemoney. Alternatively to Cash App, $Coach Steve Money, or Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Upcoming streams, only one live stream so far. Maybe eventually I'll do some other ones and about other things. Maybe an Oak Island live stream at some point. Just going to do videos for the time being, though, but we'll see how it goes. Live streams, Ramsey Show, Aftershow show, approximately 5:25 p.m. Eastern Time every weekday following the Ramsey Show ending on YouTube and the last 40 minutes or so of video going exclusively to the Ramsey Network app. And that includes holiday weekdays unless I am somewhere else other than home. If I'm home for that holiday, like Thanksgiving, if I'm here, I'll do an after show after the replay of the Ramsey Show. Alrighty. Just because it makes me happy. Alright, thanks so much for watching and commenting, everybody. Whether you're doing it live, we'll do it live. Or if you're watching it after the fact, thank you so very much. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you so much if you have already done those things. Much, much appreciated. And as always, have a great weekend and make smart financial decisions every day.